It's the weekend, and I don't know. I can't speak for everybody else, but I'm from Santana Blocc Crip, so it's gonna do what it do.
This is exactly the problem. What's up, everybody? This is Mike for Flew the Coop. Today we're going to look at this wretched example of a mother giving an interview live on national television about how she keeps it real and is Santana Blocc Crip. I don't even know how to do these gang signs. It's all West Side. Anyway, let's look at the video. Roll the clip.
At least 7 people have been injured after gunfire rings out near a reported car show. Now, the LAPD says it happened just before 4 o'clock this afternoon. This is over near Peck Park on the 500 block, actually, of Northwestern Avenue. That's where we find KTLA5's Carlos Sacedo. He's live there with the latest. Carlos?
Rick, it's still a very active, fluid situation right now. There's an active search for the shooters. We've been told that witnesses heard multiple gunshots just before 4 o'clock at the 500 block of Western Avenue at Peck Park here in San Pedro. Now, I want to bring in Monique Howard. You said your adoptive son was shot. Can you come this way?
Yes, sir.
What did you know? What have officials told you?
Well, officials called and said for me to come and check on my biological son. That's the
My biological son. This teenager is either really angry, distraught, saddened, or embarrassed. I don't know what the relation is between these three people, but I'm assuming there's some type of family members.
whole reason I came down here. But literally, it just was a massacre. So,
And your son,
was not affected, but my adopted son died.
oh my God, I'm so sorry to hear that.
I don't know for sure, but that's what I've been told.
And you haven't been able to get a hold of him?
No, I'm on my way now to go to the hospital and find out
So he's just not picking up calls? You haven't tried?
No.
This is the calmest person I've ever seen who supposedly just lost a family member. She's on air giving a live television interview. And as she just said, she's on her way to the hospital. But I don't know even how you would have time to stop to speak to the cameras. I would automatically assume I'm in the car and I'm hightailing it to the hospital. She doesn't seem really affected or grief-stricken, considering what she just said. Her adopted son was killed. That's awful.
We have a big family from Compton. I'm from Compton. So this is a Compton massacre.
Just to hear that a gunfight would break out at a picnic, this was at a car show, there were families, there were children.
It wasn't a car show, sir. It was a baseball game. That's it. At Peck Park.
Some of the subset of the black community cannot even just go to the park on a Sunday afternoon and just play a friendly game of baseball. This is what's wrong with our communities. Anybody that might watch this video or potentially watch this video and ask all these questions, why are blacks like this and why are blacks like that? It starts right here. Look at this face. I'm assuming there's not a dad in the home. I don't know. She has some adopted son. Maybe the dad of her adopted son is at the hospital. But this is what's wrong with us. This is where it starts. It starts right here.
That's it.
Just to hear something like that would happen on a Sunday afternoon.
Well, when you dealing with different hoods, what do you expect? Because it's the weekend, and I don't know. I can't speak for everybody else, but I'm from Santana Blocc Crip, so it's gonna do what it do.
Excuse me, what the hell you just said?
I'm from Santana Blocc Crip, so it's gonna do what it do.
This is part of why we find ourselves in the situations we are in as some of the black community. People like this, no offense to this lady, these type of people in the black community need to go extinct. And until they go extinct, we're going to have our young boys and girls growing up just like this, and we'll be in the year 2050, and we'll be wondering why we have the same set of circumstances as if we did when we were in 1960s or 70s. It starts right here. This is the problem. She's on live on local and national television, and she's throwing up gang signs. Look at this young teenage boy. He looks as hard as hell. I don't know this guy's age. Again, considering the circumstances, I'm sure they're very distraught of what has happened, what has just transpired. But you see how hard this young man is? What do you think, Pat? What path do you think this guy is going to go on? If this is his stepmom, family member, maybe this is his mom, I can only imagine what's happening within those four walls in whatever home they live in. And I say, good luck to this young man, because I think we know what type of future he has waiting for him around the corner. If this is the woman heading the household, she's throwing up gang signs. She threw up gang signs on national television and didn't even think twice.
That you're able to get a hold
but
of
I
him.
heard that he passed.
Yeah, okay. Hopefully that's not true, but it is. I'm so sorry.
Thank you
Okay.
very much.
All right. So again, multiple people shot. We're told that at least 7 people were injured. 3 of those people with gunshot wounds.
She's giving an interview, and her son has been killed. Did you see any emotion? Did she look like she was? Did she have any feelings? It was like a machine. She was like the Terminator. This woman expressed no emotions. I don't even. How can you give an interview when you've just lost a loved one? This woman had no emotion. She was not distraught. How can you give an interview and worry about throwing up gang signs and keeping your set and all this stuff? This was more important to her, repping her set, and she just didn't seem to have any. She had no feelings. I mean, I don't even know how else to say it. I'm in awe that this woman was not able to display any emotions when she just confirmed that her adopted son had been killed. So I think this is what's happening in some of our homes. We don't have anybody showing us emotions. I don't think we have anybody showing us love and nurturing and caring. She's just up here repping OG, keeping it real, West Coast, Santana Blocc Crip. Can you imagine a grown woman, not even a man anymore at this point, gang banging is still a thing? This woman looks like she's well into her 40s, early 50s. She's still gang banging. So can you imagine what's going on behind closed doors within those 4 walls, and what that young teenage boy, can you imagine what his prospects will be? If this is your mother out there banging and repping and throwing up signs, what do you think his prospects are? And what path do you think he'll be led down into adulthood? He's going to be banging right there with her. And this is some of the problems we have in our communities. We don't address it. We don't talk about the elephant in the room. All I can do is make videos. I don't live in LA anymore because I got tired of violence, and I don't have children, so I don't feel indebted to be this big brother. You can only imagine what the prospects will be for this young man going into the future. And I think is so sad why we can't take inventory amongst our own and just call it out for what it is. We have a really big problem in our communities, and it isn't racism. This is it for Mike for Flew the Coop. Hope you enjoyed the commentary. Until the next one, peace.
You're living in poverty. Your schools are no good. You have no jobs. 58% of your youth is unemployed.